All right, thanks so much, guys. Yeah, Juva Life is a natural cannabis-focused company working to develop natural products from the molecular level of cannabis. I'm going to let Doug talk about it because it's a very interesting story. Doug, thanks for joining us today. Again, as we mentioned, it was retail license #1 in the state of California. So tell us a little bit, first off, about your background maybe in the cannabis industry, and then we'll get into Juva Life.
Yeah, absolutely. And for correction, not necessarily retail license. We were first permit ever issued in the state of California for manufacturing and extracting cannabis from one of my previous companies back in 2016. With that said, Juva Life is, I'm so excited about Juva. Juva is truly a vertically integrated, founded as a cannabis company that has seen exponential growth, harvesting more than we've ever harvested before. Construction's finishing up on one of our facilities to double our annual output. Deliveries up 300% over last year. So we're literally smashing it on every level. But the real special secret sauce here is our life science research division that we have just hit some massive home runs on. Recently made an announcement specifically targeting the small molecule inflammation targeting components of cannabis. So while most of the world's looking at cannabinoids, terpenes, combinations of them, entourage effect, which we can talk about in a minute, at the end of the day, we believe that there are, in addition to that, a singular molecule or single molecules that trigger the mode of action in the human body, specifically for inflammation, which is hundreds of billions of dollar global market and is literally the holy grail for the pharmaceutical industry to find a stable small molecule that regulates inflammation in the human body.
And there's been so much said and so much written and talked about, the connection between inflammation in the human body and cannabis, CBD specifically. We'll discuss a little bit further what the company is working on here, but I want to talk a little bit about the team that you have assembled to conduct this work, Doug, because it's very impressive.
Oh, these some of the world famous scientists, clinicians, researchers. One of the former directors of oncology, Dr. Sanjeev Gangwar. He's my vice president of chemistry. He came from Bristol Myers Squibb as their director of oncology. He has co-invented some of the most famous drugs that you'd see on the market today. Dr. Guy Miller, double PhD. Sold one of his former companies to Johnson & Johnson for over $1 billion. The former president of the U.S. Breast Surgeons Society of America, Dr. Peter Beisch, sits on our advisory board. The founder of TME, which they are literally the educators of the educators for disruptive oncology therapeutics. So we've assembled a team of world famous non-cannabis folks to understand and unlock the real mysteries of why cannabis works and what are the modes of action and how do we regulate inflammation. And we've publicly announced our finding and patenting of one, and we have some future announcements to come out just in the coming week.
I think that's an important fact and one that people might not be aware of, and worth noting that these are people with experience outside of this industry, specifically working towards something, using this product. So that being said, as we mentioned, $600 billion potential inflammation market when it comes to these small molecules in cannabis. Tell us a little bit about, what exactly we're talking about here and how it, has such a positive effect in the human body.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're talking about specifically, and this is what's so groundbreaking, is we are specifically looking for stable, small molecules isolated out of the cannabis plant that are not cannabinoids and are not terpenes. That is a pivotal component there. And when we compare these, we're comparing these to like an aspirin, a Celecoxib, some of the FDA-approved drugs. Some of them have higher toxicity profiles. Tylenol is fairly safe with a fairly low tox profile, but it also isn't very potent for a lot of folks. So when you look at these couple of avenues, or you would then look at like things like Humira, protein-based injection drugs that also have a somewhat higher toxicity profile, and you have to go to a physician, you have an injection, and they regulate not all of the cytokines. Those are kind of the pathways of inflammation in the body. They regulate just a few of them. So we've really found something that we believe is truly groundbreaking, and we are taking it through its next drug development pathway.
This is obviously, an area that might not have necessarily a lot of research at this point done in it, but these are, components of this plant that can be found in other products. Tell everyone, where, if we were looking right now, would be the best place, or what kind of product, I guess, would be the best place right now to find some of these molecules?
Specifically what we have, there are no products on the market. So there are no commercially available products that use our molecule or the small molecules that we've identified to regulate inflammation in the body. That is why this is truly groundbreaking. There are lots of people who are researching and have products that have THC or CBD or cannabinoids, pain, inflammation, any of those things. This is not that. This is absolutely not that. This is literally taking it to the next depth level, which becomes a pharmaceutical API after we go through the safety and tox data, which is our progress that we're currently on.
Yeah, and I want to make sure people understand, we're not talking about, CBD that you go and get from the store on the corner. This is a whole new, and as I said, not necessarily a lot of research done on it, area of this plant. So as we said, the company operates in 6 different divisions, vertically integrated top to bottom, from cultivation right through to delivery. Tell us a little bit more about other areas of the company.
Yeah, we have a huge cultivation facility out in the city of Stockton. It's beautiful, state-of-the-art facility. It's producing quite a large volume of cannabis. We harvest every 21 days now, and coming in January, we'll finish our construction, which will allow us, we're in the last 18% of our construction budget to more than double our annual output. So we'll be harvesting every 10 days starting in the future. If we're looking at just basic numbers, year to date last year, we were tons of construction. We were only about 500,000. Year to date this year, we'll close this year out close to about 5 million, a little over 5 million. And we're expecting closer in the 12 to $16 million in revenue next year, just from our commercial operations. So those are not touching any of the research life science side, which we're progressing, which that's where the real blue sky of this company is the licensing and acquisition opportunities that we're seeking.
More information, guys, go to juvalife.com. Great website, great information on their website. The stock is JUVA, listed on the CSE, also an OTC listing in the U.S. Doug Chloupek, founder, CEO of Juva Life. A pleasure. We look forward to an update in the future.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Have a great day. Juva Life, guys. Interesting, really interesting research being done there.